All right, welcome to the report. July 19th, I think it's a Friday. First one we got, Area 51 raid. Billy, what do you got?
Area 51 raid. By the sounds of it, it sounds like an inside job to me, boys. I don't know what you guys feel like, but it's basically a ploy. I'm feeling that the government or the aliens, could be either or. I'm not entirely sure yet, but could be getting people to Area 51 that believe in the aliens, and then they're gonna kill them all off. And now, boom, no more people that believe them anymore. I mean, it sounds like a pretty good theory in my eyes. I don't know. I don't know what you boys think about that. You guys can chime in if you guys
Wait, you
want
think
to.
you think the humans are going to kill the aliens, or the aliens are going to kill the humans?
I'm thinking that the aliens are setting it all up so that they get all the humans to go there. Aliens kill everyone that believes in aliens, and then they continue on and eventually take over the world. I don't know, maybe.
Almost like Stranger Things. That's
Yeah, kind of exactly. That's kind of where the idea came from. Like it's.
Okay, dudes, what do you got?
For the Area 51 thing, I don't know, man. I think first of all, that's the power of social media. This unknown guy at the time, makes this group about how they're gonna raid this Area 51, which is this conspiracy theory, I guess, of all things. But they're gonna go there. It's a military base. I don't know. Basically, the power of social media is what took this over. 1.6 million people responded to say they were going to do this, and then the military ends up responding saying they're not afraid to take action for a bunch of these random stupid civilians going to this military base that is top secret, top security, and they think that they can outrun bullets. Some of them may be able to, but what do you think the chances are? I also read a couple things where guys have had experiences trying to go to Area 51. One guy just said he could feel being watched at all times. You could always see guys up in posts, like, you'd see in a fucking jail scene in a movie or something like that. He said he could see like silhouettes up in the mountains, but there was nothing there. There was no buildings or anything. And then another guy said that he went there and he got stopped as soon as he got to the gate, and 3 guys come out with pistols and search the car. So like, I don't know if people aren't reading up on this shit, but I think that's, like I said, my point being is it's the power of social media is what's taken over here.
Yeah, I think people have way too much time on their hands. Whoever has time to take out of their daily life to go into the middle of the desert and raid Area 51, I think you have bigger problems. I'm not saying that if you die during this, I don't know if you die, if you put, on your tombstone saying that you died of trying to raid Area 51, what are people going to think?
The thing for me is no one would even know what this was if it probably wasn't for the Joe Rogan thing on Netflix, right? That's where I first learned about it. Was, he talked about it and they tried to get near it, and you just can't. It's just, I don't know. I respect that people are like, yeah, let's do this shit, but come on, let's be real.
Did you guys see the guy who created the event on Facebook? They interviewed him. I just seen it the other day. Oh my god, looks like he's been in his basement for the last 12 years playing like Dungeons and Dragons. It's hilarious. Now there's like 1 million people on this Facebook event going to raid Area 51. Like it's hilarious.
Tell me the guy out in his basement playing Dungeons and Dragons doesn't believe in aliens. Let's be real.
He just beat the game, Dungeons and Dragons. He's like, all right, I got to find some more excitement now. Let's go raid Area 51.
Yes, real lifetime now, boys. Let's go.
All right, old face app. Everyone's going online, putting their face up to their phone, and then turning themselves 50 years older. Billy?
Man, there's some pretty good ones out there. I love the ones that they're already aging the old people. It's incredible. It's like double old age. It's awesome. And then the other one, too, do you hear all the conspiracy behind it about the Russians and
yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Stealing all the, like, give me a break. If they want to, iPhone has every person's thumbprint on Earth right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Do they not? How do you get into your phone? You can use your thumb. You can use your note. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I just think it's a part of that.
Think about on that note. Think about you talk about something with your buddies. Next thing you know, you're scrolling Facebook, and what you were talking about comes up on your phone. Now, we're not getting into the AI nonsense. I know this is about the old face app, and I don't even know if it's my turn yet. But it's just like people's faces are in their phones anyways. So why not? Once again, it's the power of the internet and social media. People are like, oh, this is the new thing. It's going to happen. People love it, and then it just dies off.
I think it's just the same thing as Area 51, just too much time on your hands. Don't get me wrong. I think it's really cool. If you want to age yourself 50 years, go ahead. I get it. You're bored. It's afternoon. You got nothing to do. No sports on. baseball games are running a little dry. If you want to put your face in front of your phone, which you're going to do anyways, you want to turn yourself 50 years older, go for it. If that's what if that's what gets you going, go for it. I don't really
Well, they
care.
do it on Snapchat already too. They change their face and all that kind of crap on Snapchat.
Yeah.
So like it's basically just an add-on of that, no?
Well,
For
there's
me,
so much.
it's like it's going to give people false hope, right? Because people believe literally everything they see on their phones or every article they read. So if you think this is what you look like in 50 years and then you get there and somehow you still have that picture, you're like, how come I don't look as good as the app made me look? You know, it's false hope for most people because people are idiots. Let's be, as a whole, you, me, Billy, we're idiots, right? On this earth. So it's like, we're just going to believe, oh, that's what I look like in 50 years? Oh my God, I look great. No, that's not what you're looking like, pal.
And it's another topic of conversation. People love to bring it up in social events. Have you seen what you look like in 50 years? Oh, check out this app. What?
Weather talk, like, oh yeah, nice day today.
Yeah, exactly. Weather talk.
Yeah.
All right. William Nylander. He's not a big fan in the Toronto Maple Leafs fan base, let's say. And he just went above and beyond. And I think he pissed off a couple more people by changing his number to 88. First of all, I think 88 is one of those numbers you should not be touching, Lindros. But maybe he doesn't know the way of the land when it comes to Canadian numbers. 88 is historic, Lindros. I don't know. What do you got, Billy?
Honestly, I don't care, man. Lindros, you look at Lindros's numbers when he played there. What he played? 45 games. Like he's not like it's not like Gretzky. You can't put Lindros and Gretzky in the same question. Like you can't say people don't wear 88 or 66. Sorry, in the NHL. There's a few people that wear 66 in the NHL. Mario's one of the best players ever. Same with Bobby Orr.
I forgot to mention that he is paying for the 88 to be changed. He says take them to the local Toronto store and he'll change them for free, and he's paying for that.
That just shows he's trying to win back everyone that already hates him, to be honest. I mean, that's a great gesture, and a lot of people probably don't mind it and they want it, but at the end of the day, he's not paying for it. Guaranteed. He is not going to be paying for it out of pocket. Dudes.
How many people do you think went out and bought a Nylander jersey last minute just so they could get Nylander to pay for him to switch the jersey? That's
probably a lot.
I was going to touch on your point, though. The fact that he's paying for it, and Billy, you said it well, too, that he was, with the whole contract bullshit, and then he comes back and he's mediocre at best, and he started to find his stride at the end of the season. Well, he didn't do shit when it came to the playoffs. So he's trying to get back in the good books of Toronto. But at the same time, you guys both know as athletes, sometimes, you're doing something that's working. You're going to roll with that. If something's not working, you switch it up, right? Sometimes it's a big change and you're kind of unsure about it. But I think that this is just something maybe that's going to help him mentally, or at least I hope as a Leafs fan. Please don't shred me for that. That this is going to help change his game, change his persona, and maybe the good gesture of paying for the jersey. And there was actually a case where a guy is in a wheelchair, I think it is, and he can't see his number, so he got his number on the shoes, and he messaged Willie on Twitter, I think, like that. I'm saying Willie like we're best friends, right? And he said, I'll pay to get your shoes fixed too. So it's not only just the jerseys. I think it's the gesture as a whole that he's trying to kind of bring into play here and to get himself back in the hearts of Leafs Nation.
And I'm not buying it. Maybe for the average Joe fan who has a little bit of sympathy, but I'm not even a Leafs fan. I could care less. But what I saw from him in the playoffs last year, he's on thin ice when it comes to Leaf Nation. He had a terrible playoff. I think he signed for a bit too much money, if you ask me. He's being a pretty boy. And the last thing you want to do is do a move like this, change your number to 88 and have all the fans. Don't get me wrong. It's a hassle to go into your car, drive to the store and get your number changed to 88. In Toronto, that's probably, like in traffic, you're probably waiting an hour. I don't even know where a local sports store is in Toronto. Yeah. And then you got to actually go there, wait. The guy's probably changing his number to 88. You got to go to Starbucks, get a cup of coffee. By the time that's all done, like I said, an hour and a half. That's not even including your drive home. You're probably going to miss the Leafs game by the time you're all done this. So I just don't think it was a smart move from a marketing ploy. Yeah, dudes, you got something else there?
Yeah, I wanted to touch on the whole thing you said at the beginning about one of those like historic numbers that you shouldn't really wear kind of thing. And to an extent, I agree with you, but even still, like Eric Lindros's career wasn't that long. It was supposed to be longer. He was supposed to be that top dog. And obviously, he got fucking decked a bunch of times, and that wears and tears on you. So if the NHL is not going to retire his number, the thing about it, these kids are coming up. They still are fans of the game. Like if you have a favorite player and you're going to want to wear his number potentially if you don't have your own, if it's not retired, whether it's like Lindros is kind of like in his own like secondary league, like the Bobby Orr thing that Billy said. 4, you think twice about wearing that kind of number. 66.
Well, why does everyone think he's a legend then? Why does everyone think 88's one of those numbers that you can't touch if he didn't have a good career?
Honestly, it boggles my mind. I'm not saying he didn't have a good career, because his career was millions and millions of miles better than mine. But it's just like he was supposed to be better. And I think people have sympathy for head injuries, man. Like, you know what I mean? If he would have went down with a knee injury or something, people probably would have called him soft and they would have forgot about him, or whatever the case may be. But a head injury, you still tend to be a fan of that guy. You still want to be in that guy's corner, right? It's that kind of shit.
Okay, Neal and Lucic, they just got traded for each other straight up. I don't think there was any draft picks in there. Yeah, Billy, I'll let you go here.
Well, a little bias here, Oilers fan. Obviously, I think that trade right there, that just having that option of having Neal on a power play or playing on a wing with McDavid, or even if he pops in the middle, like that just gives us depth, that gives us scoring. I mean, our back end's looking pretty weak, so we can use all the help we can up front. And I mean, who's a better player to get you going than the best player in the world, and Connor McDavid? Like, that's a no-brainer. Lucic was getting into it with the media and getting into it with management and all that kind of stuff. And you don't need that kind of vibe or mentality, culture in the locker room when you have a young core group that you want to win with. And if he wants to get out, you get him out of there. And Nealer's looking for a new start. Things didn't work out in Calgary. Head up the road, hang out with the boys in Oil Town, and let's go. Let's go to work.
All right, dude.
My first thing is, oh, man, excuse my French, but who the fuck is paying Milan Lucic $6 million a year to be the league leader in hits in the 2019 NHL? Like, and let's be real. I know he's got a cup under his belt and he's played for some pretty good teams. But I think about a guy like Nate's making what, 6-7 million? Correct me if I'm wrong.
You think something?
Yeah, like Lucic is in that same bar. So that's my first pick at this. I do agree with both guys trying to almost revamp their careers, especially Neal. I know he had a tougher year in Calgary last year, which is one of those tough markets to play in again. And you have a not as good a year as you're used to, and you're going to get exposed for that. I think that's just the Canadian hockey teams in general. But I mean, the 1-for-1 trade is interesting to me. Like, they're similar players, but not really. Like, I feel like Neal is more of a knack for putting the puck in the net, and Lucic, when you think of Lucic, what do you think of? What's the first thing you think of, Belly, when you think Lucic?
When he put that guy from the Leafs through the glass in Boston, like in his second year.
Right. So what's the first thing you think of when you think of Neal, Billy? Or Billy?
Puck in the net.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's like, what are the teams trying to get? Obviously, we'll never know that side of things, but I think for the most part, I agree with what Billy said. It's a pretty good trade for both guys.
I think it's a win for Edmonton, honestly. Maybe not. Well, here's the thing. Neal needs to be that guy. When he was in Vegas, I feel he was that guy when he performed. Then he went to Calgary, and he wasn't that guy. So, it was Goodrow and Monahan and all those boys. That's just my thought process on Neal. So when he goes to Edmonton, I don't know. Is he going to mesh well with McDavid? Because McDavid is obviously that guy, and he's going to be that guy. I just think that Neal is meant to put the puck in the net, and I obviously didn't do it in Calgary, and my thought process was because he wasn't that guy. And Lucic, it is sad to say he's I think it's tough to buy a contract like that out, but $6 whatever million.
Well, Edmonton's taken some of that contract, though. They're paying for some of that contract. Yeah, I just read it on the Score or Sportsnet or something.
Yeah, because he waived his no trade, right? So.
Well, yeah, he had the no trade, so it had to be somewhere where he wanted to go.
The one thing I want to say, what Billy mentioned, was about coming in and being with McDavid. Like, Billy, fucking your grandfather would put up points with Sid. It's a proven thing. Gensel, all these guys, they come in and play with Sid. I'm not saying they're all stars, but when you have a guy that good and you gel with him.
Who, McDavid?
Yes. Then you're
okay. Well, then why haven't they won then? If he's playing with great players now, he can't.
The thing is, yeah, he might have one great player to play with, but right now they're trying to build their depth. Right? By adding a guy like with Neal, well, think about it. First power play, Neal and McDavid sounds a little bit better than
Draisaitl.
That's what I mean. No matter how good of a season Draisaitl had. So then you put, okay, worst case, he doesn't suit with McDavid. Now you have him as your second line. That's depth, right? Who's your second line center in Edmonton right now, Billy?
Draisaitl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's my point, right? It's a depth thing. I think it's a good move. I think Edmonton won. I think in that trade, but we'll see.
I mean,
Billy, question: If McDavid doesn't win a cup in 3 years, is he out of Edmonton?
I'd say so, yeah. Everyone's goal in the league, win a cup. Everyone wants to win a cup.
Yeah, but McDavid has different goals than other people. He needs to win a cup now for his legacy.
Well, that's what I mean. So that's in the next 3 years. That's what they're going to be doing is bringing guys in. Because who they got now? Talkett, I believe, in the front office. So anyway,
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be ride or die with Connor over the next 3 years. Same with Draisaitl. Draisaitl had a hell of a season last year, and I think just adding Neal to that's going to add another potential 40-goal scorer. Like there's no
40.
Let's be real here. You take McDavid out of the McDavid-Draisaitl duo, and what does Draisaitl do? Right?
He actually gets quite a few points.
He does, but
They weren't on the same line this year.
What? They played in the power
McDavid-
play together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're thinking about special teams is a big thing in today's game,
Yeah.
right?
I guess so.
But I was gonna say something else about that trade. It's kind of got me all fired up now, but
Just get me to October.
you said he has to win a cup now for his legacy. I mean, once again, let's be real. If he wins a cup in the next 3 years, do you think anyone's going to remember what it took to get there? No, they're just going to remember that Connor McDavid led the Edmonton Oilers to a Stanley Cup.
A lot of people forget Crosby lost his first Stanley Cup too.
Yeah, right. Legacy is a thing that literally keeps. It's just a book that you keep flipping through until you get to that final page, and that's what creates your legacy, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah. All right. We'll see. All right. That's the report. We're out.